What is going on, guys? This is the Blitzkrieg here, back with another video. I made some alterations to this last Mortar deck that I was going to showcase because through my playthroughs I have sort of discovered that Hog Mortar tends to have a bit of a higher skill cap when it comes to playing it. So I made some changes. I added NATO. NATO is one of those cards that's not super level dependent, so as long as you max out all the other cards, you should be fine with a NATO that may be a little bit on the lower side. There are, of course, some smaller interactions that do change. For instance, NATO won't necessarily take out some of the weaker units and the little damage that it does deal, which can come into play here and there, but is not super necessarily vital to winning. So we're going to jump into this classic challenge with this motorcycle deck. Of course, the classic one does run I believe archers in place of spear gobs, and I also have seen cards like fire spirits take the place of the tornado. Either way, the same concept of the deck remains the same. This is 2.9 elixir, so it is a cycle deck, so we're going to get into this. The goal of this deck, from my memories of playing it, is that you're using the mortar to sort of throw off your opponent's cycle, making them in constant defense mode, and then you have the rocket to finish it off. Okay, so we're just going to rocket this real quick, hopefully before it gets a shot off. Nope, probably should have been a little quicker, but we're down a good bit of elixir here. Okay. Oh, sort of messed up that ice spirit, but we should get the next batch and freeze the... Okay, cool. That didn't work according to plan. Okay, so we're going to go the opposite lane with spear gobs. We're going to go knight to help tank for those fire spirits. Let me check. Okay, and that's out of range. Awesome. So we're going to use the mortar. We're going to log that, deal with that, and we're going to see if we can pull this out of range. Nope. Yes, we did. Awesome. So we are going to take a charge hit from that Dark Prince, but we did get a nice little lock there. So what we're going to do now is sort of tornado that away. Oh, I forgot about Sparky's weird range mechanics. And then we're also going to have to use Knight to take that out before too much damage is done. Hopefully he doesn't have like a tank stopper in hand, which will work out perfect. We're going to use bats to sort of help block the effect from that Inferno dragon, so I can get an additional hit off. It's not looking too well right now. I did make a little bit of mistakes. For instance, I let those fire spirits hit. I was thinking about doing something, then decided not to. And we're going to see if we can do it this time. There we go. I'm just going to play Knight because he played that so close to the river. So I can just take the Sparky out real quick. We're going to use Spear Gobs to kite. Oh, no, we can't take any more. We can't take more damage. And we're going to go down with another mortar. See if we can predict. And we did. So now we're going to throw these Spear Gobs off to the side. They will help distract that Inferno dragon. Then we're going to get a log off. Probably should have logged the probably should have tried and go for the log on the furnace as well, but that was a bit of a misplay. It's been a while since I've played this type of deck. So we're going to play a defensive mortar. He's going to log. Played that ice spirit a little late, and we're going to take a prince charge hit as a result. We're going to go opposite lane with this mortar. Hopefully, okay, so we're just going to rocket that. Bit of an interesting play there. We're going to take out that furnace, and he's going to have to respond to that mortar. We're going to see if, okay, awesome, we made that timing right. Log, he logs, but that's not going to be enough. and we get another mortar lock. We're in overtime. I didn't notice that because I have game volume off. The reason I play with game volume off when I'm recording is because there is an audio issue with the screen recorder, where if you have the game volume on, it will make your voice very, very quiet and almost impossible to hear. So that's down game one. I'm going to see if I can make a little bit fewer mistakes. It's kind of hard to play and talk at the same time, which is not really something that I practice that much. So if I seem a little off my game, I'll just say that's the reason. We're going to NATO this back because we cannot take a hit from that Ram Rider, just because the Ram Rider does so much damage if it gets to your tower. Okay, so he does that. I'm going to go Mortar opposite lane. I have no clue what kind of deck he's using. Okay, so we're going to see if we can freeze that and then place our bats down. I should deal with that. Okay, so we place archers too, but that's going to be taken care of because the mortar's going to get a hit off on him. A little bit sloppy, but because we have a fast cycle, we are almost back to another mortar. Let's see what he does. Is he going to do anything? Okay. He elects to play Royal Recruits, so we're going to log the side with lower damage, with less HP. If that makes sense. I should target the left first. Nice, nice. We're going to pull this back. Freeze it. Oh, I treated those as skeletons. My bad. Bit of a connection issue, bit of a lag on that drop right there. But hopefully we can cover this. As long as we can play defense very well, we can make good trades. And when we get into double elixir time, we should be able to start rocket cycling him. So we're going to play another mortar. Don't believe he has Royal Recruits in hand. Well, he does, but it's not going to be enough. Unfortunately, we should have been ready for that Inferno Tower. But what we're going to do is we're just going to log right here. And then we're going to Ice Spirit as well. We're going to tornado that back because I do not want to be taking any damage. And we are set. Again, we are going to log this right side. We're going to set up with another defensive mortar. Mortar should once again target the right ones, I believe. Okay, here we go. Take that out. We're going to go for Spear Gobs for chip. Okay, we're just going to keep logging. We're going to go Bats to help deal with the Royal Recruits. Royal Recruits are a very annoying card, at least in my opinion. We're going to take that out. Bit of a misplay on his part with that Inferno Tower, but we're going to go in for a rocket right here. That is fine with me. I should get that Ice Spirit off, and then we're going to NATO this all back. We're going to log. Okay, didn't want to take those hits from the Executioner. Probably should play that a little bit better. So we're just going to play Defensive Mortar, almost like we predicted that. We're going to draw those away. This is the problem that I have with Royal Recruits, is just that they get so much, they can just get so much value. They can just get so much value. It's too easy to get value with them, because there's not really much you can do against them on defense, and you usually end up spending more elixir to defend them than they actually cost. Honestly, I don't even know why they're in the game. But we gotta adapt. Cannot take any damage here. He's gonna go with another Ram Rider. Okay, I think we may have an opening here. He's gonna go Inferno probably. Yep. Got a nice prediction there. Okay, he's not letting us break through. That is gonna be difficult. Just having to deal with that. We're really gonna have to really do well at cycling right now, as well as defending. Okay, so that was a bit of a misplay. We gotta group all that together. We cannot have any of that. We can't keep taking damage to that tower. We're gonna go in for, can't go in for another rocket because Ram Rider demands a response every single time you play it. This is going to be a tie, so I'm going to draw this game out. Yeah, because he can just keep cycling recruits, and there is nothing I can do to break through that, as they are an incredibly broken card. I'm so glad that they're not used that much on ladder. So that's actually probably a pretty good match to illustrate the power of Mortar. You can draw it out. You can draw out most matches that you don't think you can win. It was really hard to defend, and also maybe get a rocket in because he was also running a pretty fast cycle deck. We're gonna see what we can do here. Interesting. Okay, he's probably doing the Women of Royale challenge. There's a little fun one for you. In case you didn't know, there was a recent buff to Expo that increased the health, so that rocket no longer destroys it completely. That's why I placed that knight down. Okay, so we are going to do this. Nice log value. And they're probably going to go with another princess. But we're just going to get another mortar down. Tesla's not going to do anything because something has to be in range in order to activate it. Okay, I'll take that. It's a free, 9 elixir? Just giving me that elixir advantage. I don't really want to play into that Tesla, so this just kind of makes things a little awkward. So we're just going to rocket that because I do not want to have to deal with that. It could get a little interesting when he decides to start mirroring his expos, but I don't think it's going to come to that. Out of range once again. Wow, that's just free elixir right there. At this point, I wouldn't even defend that just because the tower is so low that I'm leaking a lot of elixir. Okay. Because the tower is so low that there's not really any point to doing it. Now he's just building a little base here, which he's not gonna be able to break through. So just to have a little bit of fun with him, what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna do a mortar this lane because he has so many Teslas on that side. There we go. I'm gonna log that again. I'm so confused with the Tesla placements. That's not even in range. I don't know what this man's doing. But we are going to just rocket for the win. Rocket does 483, I believe, at tournament standard. Of course, depending on your level of cards, you're going to have to account for that. It may not do 483 anymore. I actually have to check that because I do know that they were reworking the... Okay, so it does 432 at tournament standard now. So that's one thing to know. Know the damage of your spells because most of your games are going to come to finishing the towers off with your spells. So I would recommend knowing exactly how much damage each one of your spells does. I'm fine with that. That's kind of not the best counter, but we are going to set up. We could be playing a lot of things. I'm thinking Golem right now, which could be a little bit problematic. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get some tornado rockets out. So, oh, Lava Hound. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go with the mortar in that placement right there. He may go balloon or something crazy. I don't know. Lava Hound is going to be a hard matchup, in my opinion. So we got that King Tower activation off, so that's gonna be helpful. Makes me not as upset at the fact that I'm taking damage right there. We're gonna go with another mortar because he doesn't have anything in cycle for it. Yes, I have another one. He's probably gonna go Barb Barrel too. Where's no Barb Barrel? Okay. Baby Dragon is not the best counter to that. We're gonna go Knight again. We're just gonna rinse and repeat. What we're going to do this time is see if we can mix things up a little bit. We're going to cycle these bats in the back. We are going to go with a more defensive placement for that mortar, which isn't going to do a thing. This is going to be a hard matchup because Mortar does not really do super well against Lava Hound. He's going to go for the 3 crown. Good. Okay, this is where things are going to start getting really problematic. We're going to have to log that. We're going to have to rock it. And we need another... Oh, this is where they start... Okay, they messed with the damages. I think this is going to be a loss, in all honesty. Unless we can get a miracle to come by and I can get another rocket off. Oh, that may have just been too late. It takes 4 seconds. Oh, okay, never mind. We got it, but we got hit 3 crowned. So this deck can be very, very hard against Lava Hound because your only real counters are 2 very, very weak troops in the bats that have high DPS, but if they got something like poison, you could run into some issues. You know, the ladder meta is, at least where I'm at, is not super plagued by Lava Hound. I don't see it that often, but this has some very good matchups against Hog, especially Hog Cycle. It could get a little challenging for the opponent to be able to cycle. Okay, we got a free win, I guess. And some person's just doing spell damage just for the heck of it. We're going to do bats. We're going to do knight in the middle. We're going to do spear goblins right here because the spear goblins will help damage the mega minion. That's what that's called. We got another mortar in hand. See what they do. Okay, I'm fine with Musketeer because 1, that's an even trade. 2, that gives me log value, kind of. I guess not really. So they're playing Tombstone. Tombstone could be a little bit interesting to get around, as it does counter Mortar pretty well. But what I'm going to do... Okay, awesome. They played Mega Knight. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to log it right now, just so I don't have to deal with it. And I'm going to play Bats to block the Mega Minion. They zapped, which allows for me to do this. I don't think I'm going to need Ice Spirit. Okay, nice. They put it opposite lane, so when it locks on, I'm going to be able to log it. This may be a rocket match. I don't know. Don't you know my deck? there's no loggable cards. Whatever. Okay, interesting. I should probably start going for defensive. I should probably start going from defensive mortars, because I don't think I'm going to be able to break through this. And I'm going to start hitting this opposite tower. Play Ice Spirit. I'm going to be able to spell cycle faster than they are. Well, I can't spell cycle faster, I take that back, but my spells do no more damage. And then we got to play this carefully. I'm just going to take that to the opposite lane. We're going to go for another rocket. Again, with another NATO. Trying to keep my units up top so that I don't have to worry about zap hitting my tower as well. So we're just going to rocket cycle this guy out. At this point, they should probably know that they don't really have a chance at winning, so just give up. If he hogs, I can still NATO it over to my... Okay. That was kind of a messed up NATO, but I think we still may have this. Because all we need to do is get a rocket off. But we're going to defend first, just because we got to play this safe. We really need to play this safe. We got a minute left to get a rocket off, and that's game. Good game, good luck, well played. Because that was pretty well played. They did a pretty good job at blocking off my mortars. In that case, this is where you see the strength of this deck, and that you can just keep defending pretty well. It's not too difficult to defend, especially when it's a hog matchup and you have the ability to NATO the hog, which is one of the easiest cards to NATO. And you just keep playing defense, and when you have an opening or when their punish card is out of cycle, you can just go in for a rocket real quick, because you can get some really good value on defense with your more spammy cards. And just keep, like what I was doing, I was log cycle. I would only really log if they gave you value, because that could be helpful in defending. And same thing with rocket. You know, only rocket as long as you know that you don't have to rely on a NATO rocket in order to help defend. But I'm pretty sure, I feel like I made a good attempt at showing you how this deck works. You just keep cycling mortars, and what that does is that ends up throwing their cycle off, because they have to feel like they're in constant defense mode, which is what you want. You want them to feel like they have to constantly defend, and even if they're constantly defending well, you can then fix your cycle so that, you know, they end up constantly defending, and you just go in for rockets just to slowly chip away at that tower. Like I said, it's a pretty straightforward deck to use, not too difficult. I would recommend it for ladder. Again, with all these cards, super easy to max. You only have one rare card, which is a little bit different than than the two other decks that I showed you. The rest are all commons, except for the NATO, but the NATO doesn't be super high. And with that said, this is going to be the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, learned something, and in the future I may make similar videos like this showing off different decks that I have seen success with over multiple metas. Mortar one not being super prevalent right now, but you could still, in my opinion, have success with it on ladder. So this is going to be the end of the video. This is going to be the Blitzkrieg signing off. Hope you guys are having a great day, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.